Hey.
Hello, and thanks for joining us on the Sunday Millennial. I am your friend and host, Dave, the Millennial Moderator. And today I'm only joined by our entertainment editor, CJ.
How's it going, everybody?
Good, I guess. Thanks for joining us. It's been a long while since we've had a show, although we've had shows, CJ, that have not aired, right? With Gabe.
Yet to air.
Yeah, our friend Gabe. We have some of those.
We got new equipment, as you can see over here. So had to test it out, but I think we got the kinks out. Hopefully, I don't look like I'm,
Gabe has asked.
I'm not flying a plane right now. It looks like it, but
flying a plane while building it. Flying a plane while building it, as they say.
Yeah.
But will those shows air, CJ? That's the question that Gabe wants to know. Ow.
Sorry. Yes, I will send it to him personally.
Oh, so you're not going to put him on air? You're just going to
because I might
present.
I might actually do. I might send it to him personally as a Christmas present. You're right, but although, I did kind of mess up the audio on that, so I just want to make sure that everything's good and dandy. So. Can I switch back to you? I mean, you're on your phone. This is a job here.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just trying to, get my Instagram cred up. Like it's a huge following. I have 100 followers. Yeah. I have 100 followers.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, well, I hope you get those to him because those were good episodes, and I was a part of them, of course. I remember.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was speech jammed, and for people that know. Being speech jammed, like you talk, like you're hearing yourself speak, and then you have to react to it while you're speaking. So basically, like talk like our mom. So
she might not like that. Anyway, well, I hope they get back up. If not, at least Gabe will get them. That's good. Anyway, thank you for joining us. It's been a while. A lot has gone on since the last time we've been on the show.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you heard of this coronavirus going on. It's been crazy.
No.
We covered it a lot, actually, in a lot of episodes as it first happened. Breaking news.
There was definitely a point where we were like, okay, I'm done with talking about it. I was one of them, so I think Kyler was too. Who's
COVID deniers, huh?
Wasn't a COVID denier. I was just saying that
you're what's wrong with this country.
I'm tired of talking about it, so.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about it again just real quick. For good things, I hope. Just what do you think, CJ, about how it's going? What have you seen? How far we've come? And then we can follow up maybe with, what do you hope to see in the summer? Because we're really in the spring now, and it's getting warmer.
Pollen's everywhere.
Yeah, it's getting warmer. My eyes are itchy. My nose is sneezy.
Spring's here.
Spring's here, and soon summer will be here because spring always goes really quick. Jesus, we're in May. I mean, so what do you? How far do you think we've come? Where do you think we're going?
I mean, I was saying, last year, hopefully this is the end. Hopefully this is the end. I'm hoping this year it's the end because, I mean, I'll wear a mask and everything, but I would just like to. I think most people would not like to wear a mask. I'm just saying that out there. I know obviously there's definitely some health benefits for it. I think we came a long way. Obviously, I guess I'm not sure what the shots or I don't know. They say shots of the vaccines that they want to have by the end of the year, summer. I'm not sure what Biden or anyone else has said about it. But I think we're doing good. I think I see a lot of people on Facebook. They're like, "Oh, I got my half done."
Well,
whatever.
There's a scary statistic though. I think I read about how there's they did some polling, and I think it was like a quarter of the country though will not get their vaccination. So there will be a quarter, a fourth of the nation that will not get their vaccination, and there's been some talk of kind of worry about what that'll do. And I don't know how you feel about that, but for me, it's like, well, that's their body, that's their risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they don't want to get the vaccine, because the vaccine for everybody, I don't know if you know this, but the vaccine isn't a cure.
Yeah.
For COVID. Just disclaimer, if you think that it's some kind of like magical pill.
Well,
that you're taking. It's not. What it's supposed to do is when you take it, when you take the vaccine, which I've gotten early on in the year, it's just supposed to help you fight the symptoms of COVID should you get them. So if I would get COVID, I am better defended against it. So my symptoms won't be severe. I might not get a fever. I may not have respiratory issues. I'll be less sick, essentially, but it's not a cure. So for those people who aren't taking it, I would just, I think to myself, well, then that's their risk, because they might get it then, and they might be on a respirator, or they might have a horrible fever and might die. I mean, but I don't know how you feel about that. But that was kind of a statistic that I looked at.
Well, I mean, I had COVID during Christmas last year.
That's right.
And it wasn't a great experience. Couldn't taste. The first 2 days were like, okay, I didn't feel good, whatever. And then afterwards, I started to feel better. I just still couldn't taste, smell. I still can't smell. So clearly, because I don't know what I smell like. So, but
you stink.
But I didn't get the vaccine yet. So, but I feel like since someone has got it already, I mean, it wasn't the worst experience in my life, but yet I'm not going to fret over it. I mean, I know a lot of our family had it too,
but now that you got it, though, now you have the antibodies for it. So a lot of people then that's the other part of the argument is like, well, I've gotten it, so why the hell do I need a vaccine? Like, I have the antibodies now. My body knows what this virus is. If I get it again, it could beat it. I'm almost kind of immune to it. So there's that like little theory in the ether too. Right. But anyway, I think the plan of this administration is to roll out the vaccines as much as we can, get everyone vaccinated. People don't choose to do it. If it comes down the line where we hear something from this administration that they're forcing it, well, that'll be another topic for another time, because that's an interesting debate. But there's none of that talk right now, so no weird comments about that. But the second question, though, is what are you hopeful for in the summer? I'm just curious about that. What do you see this summer being?
Like for me personally, or for
for you personally? Well, you can personally.
Well, I mean, COVID wise, I would assume I would say COVID wise. I mean, I thought last year there was a lot of like sports is back.
That's true. Yeah.
Restaurants were opening up. I know a lot of states right now they have no mask mandates, so pretty much it's fair game. Like Texas,
it's almost normal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like normalcy, as people say. So
the new normal.
Yeah, that's our new normal. Especially for us in PA, I feel like, there should be at least some sort of, like, okay, 75. I'm not even sure what the percentage is for occupancy right now, but I think that should be raised.
I think it's 50 to 75. I
think.
Not sure.
I mean,
it might still be 50.
At that point, might as well just say, max capacity, maybe with mask on. I don't know, something like that. I'm not sure how that works or how they decipher that. Me personally, I mean.
What are you looking forward to yourself?
Doing the show. I like doing the show. I mean, I like doing the show a lot. So, me personally, doing the show more, making my own videos, maybe doing more music.
Nothing that involves the public, though. It's interesting. Like,
I mean, I think I've done a lot I haven't done a lot last year, but I mean, obviously, go out with friends, maybe go to LA again.
Oh. Wow. It's nice last time you went, just a few months ago.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So,
or a month ago, whatever it was.
Obviously, lose more weight too.
Yeah. Well,
so,
being outside more, you can definitely do that with the running too. I've been running all year though, even in the cold.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that. I like to say that I run in the cold. 20-degree weather. I'm running out there in shorts.
So our aspirations for the summer, everyone. That's what we're doing.
No.
We're working out and yeah.
No. For me, to the same point that you made, I really hope that we go back to 100% capacity. I hope we get to a point in this country where, you can wear a mask if you feel comfortable with wearing masks. Like, I wish we would get rid of that stigma. That's my hope. Like when you go into some place and you see someone wearing a mask, you're like, "Why's that guy wearing a mask? Don't do nothing." Like, I wish we could get rid of that. Like, if you want to wear a mask. Or the opposite. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Like, it's like, I wish it was we get to a point where it's like, this is your health, so you wear a mask to guard yourself. Yeah. Like in other countries, like in Japan and a lot of Asian countries, it's like we do this all the time. Like, it's flu season. Well, I'm gonna wear a mask. I want the flu. Like,
Yeah.
that's why their rates have been so low, like in Japan.
Yeah.
Japan especially, because they just, I
I guess
don't know.
most of them are
Different
mindful
culture.
about their health. I mean, I don't know.
They also have the longest life expectancy
Yeah.
in Japan. But so just saying,
Yeah.
we're not number one in that. But I just wish that that's my hope. I wish that we would, as a country, my hope as a country, that we can come to a place where if you want to wear the mask because you want to be safe, there's no stigma attached to it. You can go in a restaurant, wherever, and wear one. That's what I hope. I want to take my mask off because I had the vaccine.
Yeah.
And I have a good immune system. I'm healthy. Like I'm not worried. And the funny thing is I haven't gotten it yet. And I work in healthcare and I haven't gotten it yet.
I feel like most people probably have gotten it, even if they weren't like tested, maybe. But I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't get it. I didn't get tested for it. But I feel like most people have.
I get tested all the time. I get tested twice a week.
Yeah.
And I've worked with COVID patients, people who have COVID.
Yeah.
So it's just strange to me that I haven't gotten it. But that's my thing for the country. I really hope that we can get to that point where we can wear a mask or not wear a mask, but it's like not a big deal. For myself personally, the big thing I'm looking forward to is I really hope that restaurants will be 100% capacity, and I really hope, my big thing is I want to go back to the movies. I want to go to a movie theater. I am dying.
I think you technically
Dying.
still go. I believe so. I'm not sure what
I really
select
don't
theaters,
know.
but
I guess I have to call. Because I really don't know.
For someone that likes to go to the movies, he doesn't really care for like going to the movies. He's not calling, checking.
This is the other thing, and actually we're going to get to this, at the very end of the show is, like, are there any movies out?
Yeah.
There's this weird, no, there's this.
Yes, there is.
There's this weird thing, though, where TV services and streaming devices are directly giving you the new movies.
Yeah.
They're not in the theaters.
Like Mortal Kombat, HBO
Right.
Max.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I watched Wonder Woman 84 on HBO Max. That's a dud. I watched the Justice League, Zack Snyder cut. Very good on HBO Max. Mortal Kombat, like you said, on HBO Max.
Haven't watched that yet.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
But better than the first one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's a lot better.
Even the actors?
It's a lot better. It's a lot better than the movie renditions. And they definitely tease sequels, which is really good, too. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that with the streaming stuff going on, there's can you watch a movie in a movie theater, like a new one? And there's also been a halt on a lot of movies. Like remember last summer, a lot of movies that were supposed to come out for those summer blockbusters, because summer is always the season where a lot of blockbusters come out. That was non-existent, and like that was my big disappointment of the summer, was because of the many things I love about summer, and we all love about summer. I love blockbuster movies. I love going to the movie theater, to the drive-in. That's still available, which we did do.
Where's Indiana Jones 5? Where is that at? I've been waiting for that for so long. Harrison Ford, almost 80 years old, still whipping.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I want to see him, but in that movie, but I want to. Yeah, I want to go to a movie theater again. That's the big thing. I'm gonna find out.
The experience is great.
By next episode, hopefully I'll give you an answer on if we can go to the movie. It might also depend on the states too, state laws. So
2 months from now, we'll catch up on the next episode.
Yeah. Next year.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's any other thoughts on COVID though?
Please let it be over. I mean, my gosh. I mean, I think, like I said, I think most people want this to be gone. Obviously, COVID's a terrible thing to have. I assume people not want to go back to normal. If people want to still wear masks, that's good, but I think you should be at least, not to worry so much about it.
Well, that was the point I was trying to make with the mask thing. It's like, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask, God, get over it. But can we just make it a choice?
Yeah. Not
force? I mean, that's the thing. So anyway, well, we'll continue to talk about it as it goes on. Hopefully it won't be a thing, though. But I want to get into sports real quick because, you got the Kentucky Derby going on this weekend. Basketball's heating up. Hockey's heating up. Baseball's around.
Flyers are out of playoff contention.
Yeah, let's not talk about that because I'm not paying attention to the playoffs. But then you also had the NFL draft. You had a lot of sports stuff going on right now. It's really heating up. I just want to get your thoughts on the draft. There's a lot we could talk about. We could talk about baseball. We can talk about Bryce Harper getting pitched in the face with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's crazy.
Because that's like really, obviously, good news to talk about.
I don't know. It's scary as hell. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I got in the face during warm-ups in the left eye. That's why I have a lazy eye there. I think that's what caused it, but
yeah, that's what caused it.
yeah. NFL draft. Let's see. I'm happy that Eagles Devontae Smith is our wide receiver. Hopefully that's going to be our like long-lasting wide receiver to have for a couple of years at least. And it's also good that Jalen Hurts actually played with him too. I think that happened with Trevor Lawrence and one of their wide receivers, and I think another Clemson, or no, not Clemson, but some other school, that they drafted a former teammate of the actual quarterback.
No, it was Joe Burrow with the
Joe Burrow, yeah.
Jamar Chase, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get into that. That's my,
Yeah.
What's the question I have for you is, which team do you think is going to benefit? Or I should say it this way, what player drafted is going to have the biggest impact on their team?
I don't want to say Jaguars because as far as
that's what a lot of people
honestly, I do not know what their wide receiver core is. I don't know who their receivers are, tight ends, wide receivers. I don't really know. Just in the fact of they weren't good last year, so I'm assuming they don't have really good players on their team, at least when it comes to offense. I feel like the Bears. I was excited when the Bears traded to get Justin Fields. And I would like to see what that'll be like, with how well he's going to change that team, because that team has been suffering since they drafted Trubisky. Ever since that
Jay Cutler years.
Jay Cutler. Well, I mean, they went to the championship, NFC championship with them.
No, he might have.
Maybe after that they started to get on the downfall.
Yeah. So did Mark Sanchez with the Jets.
Mark Sanchez
took the Jets to the AFC championship game. So I think that's kind of like.
Yeah, and then the Jets need to figure something out there. They traded Sam Darnold too. I mean, all those teams are very. They got to figure out what they're going to do. But I think the Bears are exciting when it comes to this. Not because Nick Foles is on that team, but.
Well, actually, ironically, that's the.
Might trade him.
That's the team I think it's going to benefit the most from their draft picks, not just for the quarterback, and they had the second pick, and a lot of people were hoping that they got the first pick. At the beginning of the last season, they were like, "Oh, they're the ones going to get Trevor Lawrence," but they got that guy from BYU. Guy looks like a 12-year-old, Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
I don't know how good he is, but he's a young quarterback, and he has a great resume. He really stirred up, the conversation of him being a top pick. So maybe that works out. Maybe Sam Darnold would have been better, but they had like 2 picks, and they got a running back too, I think.
That's good. Frank Gore.
Yeah, no.
So running for him.
No, I think that's gonna have a big impact. But I'll get into the surprise. But go ahead.
I was thinking about Mac Jones too with the Patriots.
Yeah, I think
is that going to be like our new Tom Brady? People were saying, "Oh, Tom Brady, my next Tom Brady." See how that goes.
Well, I think Tom Brady proved that he didn't need the Patriots to be Tom Brady.
True, but I'm just saying, like,
I don't know.
As their next Tom Brady dynasty.
Is there another quarterback that has won 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I have a feeling like that's not a thing.
Let me look.
Quarterback.
Let me look it up.
Starting quarterback, not a backup, but a starting quarterback that has won a Super Bowl with one team and has won a Super Bowl with another team. And I know if you're probably a football nut, you're probably like screaming like, it's this person. But I don't think there is. I can't think. So to me, like, and I was wrong about this on the podcast. I was someone who said that the Patriots team and organization have a lot to do with Tom Brady's success. It wasn't just Tom Brady. He's a great quarterback, and no one denies that. I don't deny that. But I always thought that it was Bill Belichick, the organization, the defense, all that stuff that made him win all those championships. And he just proved that he can go to another team and win a Super Bowl. So,
Says Peyton Manning is the only starting. Well, at the time, Peyton Manning.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he won
Sorry,
with the
on
Colts.
my phone.
He won with the Colts, and then he won with Broncos. Yeah, so there you go.
So and then Tom Brady.
So that would be the only 2. Yeah.
Yep.
But Tom has quadruple.
Yeah. he's
7.
If he plays another year, he's gonna pass Drew Brees with touchdowns. He's going to be passing him probably with passing yards. Not sure about completion rating.
Yeah.
But obviously he's like probably has won all. He's obviously won most Super Bowl wins. Obviously with playoff wins. So he has every record probably there is.
Yeah. Well, I love we got to talking about the draft and we talk about Tom Brady. Anyway.
How can you not talk about Tom Brady when you talk about the NFL?
I mean, we haven't had a chance to really talk about it since the last podcast because I think the last real podcast we had, we were kind of in the middle or the beginning of last season. That's how long it's been.
Yeah.
And by the way, I said back then that the Bucks were my dark horse Super Bowl winners. So check the film on that one. I thought they were going to be really good.
Check the reel on that. I don't think you said that.
I was predicting very early on when no one was predicting them at all. And I drafted him in fantasy, by the way, as a quarterback.
I don't think people were like, oh, Bucks are going to be terrible with Tom Brady.
No, no one said that they were going to be terrible, but no one ever thought at the beginning of last season that they were going to win the Super Bowl. Everybody thought that it was going to be the Chiefs. Everyone thought the Chiefs were going to win the Super Bowl. And they did make it to the Super Bowl. But everyone was like, oh, it's going to be the Chiefs. No questions asked. You know, it's like, no. Like, I was like, no. It's going to be probably the Bucks. Or at least to me, it was like they're in contention, I was saying. I may not have predicted right away they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I think you also said that the Patriots are going to be in the wild card, too.
I did. I just said I was wrong about that. I said I can admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong about that. They were very bad without Tom Brady. They need a better quarterback. So anyway, we're talking about the draft here. Surprises. What was a surprise for you in the draft? Like, what were you like? Oh, like, why would they pick that person?
Honestly, don't know. Cause I only actually watched till like when the Cowboys picked that linebacker from Harrisburg from Penn State. That's like when I stopped watching.
That's Dallas picked that team.
Did I say Cowboys? Who did I say?
I don't know what you said.
Oh.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I mean,
the Cowboys picked Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
or Parsons.
Parsons.
Parsons, yeah, Pearsons.
I don't know. Parsons. I know. I heard something that the Panthers did bad, the Raiders did bad with their picks. I don't know who the Panthers picked, but I heard
Panthers picked J.C. Horn.
Yeah,
which is someone that the Eagles were looking to pick.
Is that wide receiver?
No, it's cornerback. The Eagles were probably looking to get either a cornerback or a wide receiver.
They got to stop picking cornerbacks.
And both the top cornerbacks, J.C. Horn and Patrick Surtain, the second, I think, or third, I don't know. Those were the top-rated cornerbacks, and they got picked. They got picked before. I know before the Eagles had a draft pick. So they obviously those were off the board. But
yeah, they just got to stop picking cornerbacks. Eagles. I think they're very good with the free agency. I mean, past the first couple of years since Howie Roseman's been there, free agency was good. Now it's starting to go on the deep end. But as far as draft wise, I honestly don't know because I don't watch college football, by the way. So I can't be like, oh, well, he's perfect for that team. He's perfect for that team.
I don't either, but I pay attention to the draft, so I'll pay attention to the top players in college football. Like I don't watch college football that much. I'll watch a few games. I'll watch the national championship game, but I don't know a whole bunch of players. I just pay attention to them when it comes to draft season. You know that time
draft and all that stuff.
Time between the Super Bowl and now is when I pay attention to college. I guess the players, it's essentially. Otherwise, I just watch the games, on a Saturday, but. My surprise was the Bengals picking Jamar Chase. I mean,
what pick was that?
4 was the Falcons. I think they were right after the Falcons. It must have been the 5th pick. I mean, they had a really early pick. I mean, they had a top 5 pick. If it is 5, they picked Jamar Chase, the wide receiver from LSU, who was a teammate of Joe Burrow. And, you can say the chemistry between them, that might have been a great pick. He is an explosive player, a very good player. But a lot of people were saying that he might not be the best receiver. A lot of people were saying that Devontae Smith is the best receiver in the draft. And then that other wide receiver from Alabama who got hurt was good too. And he was picked. He was picked pretty high too. I can't remember where.
I think I know who you're talking about because he sat out the whole season, maybe.
Well, he got hurt or something like that, and then Devontae Smith took his place.
Trying to think,
he did very, very well. And Devontae Smith won the Heisman, by the way, last year.
Yeah,
that's the Heisman Trophy winner. So, To me, there was a lineman, and I'm gonna butcher his name. It's like Penei Sewell or something like that. Sewell.
Sounds familiar.
Sewell. He was the first lineman. The Lions drafted him, so good for Jared Goff going to Detroit. He's getting the first the best offensive lineman in the draft. I would have thought the Bengals would have picked him because Joe Burrow got hurt last season because the line is terrible. The offensive line is terrible. So, yeah, you got a great receiver, but you still have a shitty offensive line. How are you going to get the ball to him? Screens and slants? I mean, is that what you're going to do the whole time?
RPOs.
Yeah. Like, I would think if I was the Bengals, I would want to get a young and the best offensive lineman in the draft to protect Joe Burrow. You have receivers already, so I just don't think Tyler Boyd's on the. Bengals. I just don't understand why get him. I mean,
honestly, think what I said before about like the matchups they had in college. I don't think you could really, if there's a chance for you to reunite that. I think you obviously want to go with that. Obviously, yeah, you probably think, okay, well, we have some problems with the line, we have problems with this, but if he's a top receiver and he's played with Joe Burrow before, you might as well pick him.
It wasn't clear that he was the best receiver. I mean, some people put him up there as the best, and some people, I don't know. He's a burner. He's fast. He's quick. He's athletic. I mean, we'll see. This is the thing with the draft is we'll see. He might light it up and might win Offensive Rookie of the Year. But a lot of people were saying that Devontae Smith will win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I sure hope that.
And that's ahead of. And by the way, that's ahead of. And people did say that, analysts and stuff. And that's ahead of Trevor Lawrence. So we'll see. Yeah. It'll be an interesting season. I'm excited. A lot of stuff going on. I really think that the Jets will probably do really well. They got to win 2 games for them to do better than they did last year. So if they win 2 games, they're better than they were last year. But it'll be an interesting season. A lot of people have been waiting for Trevor Lawrence. We'll see how he does. A lot of these guys, with the Jags. The Jets got a new quarterback. The 49ers got a new quarterback with Trey Lance.
Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots got.
I believe so. I'm not sure.
You just said
Bears, probably.
The Bears got a new quarterback.
A lot of quarterbacks.
It's one of those seasons where there's a lot of quarterbacks being picked. So interesting. Also interesting how in the 2016 draft, the top 2 picks, Wentz and Goff, are on different teams now. So this season,
that's so weird.
This season, the top 2 picks in 2016 quarterbacks are now on.
There's gonna be a lot of
different teams.
A lot of changes.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Hard to figure out who's on what team, and
I'm interested to see. Yeah, I know it's a lot of changes, especially with the quarterbacks, which is what you really associate with the team. And Aaron Rodgers wants out.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers wants out. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
we know someone that.
That news
probably
broke,
scared.
That news broke hours before the draft too, which is amazing.
Yeah, he probably wants to get traded immediately.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people saying that won't happen. So I mean, he'll probably still be a Packer for this season. So we'll see. But it'll be interesting to see how
Can he technically sit out for it?
I don't know how that works. I really don't. But Russell Wilson wanted out too.
I did see that. Yeah, I did see it. I remember seeing
during the offseason, he wanted out, and the Bears were trying to get him. They didn't get him, but they were trying to. They were like asking about him and stuff. But we'll see. Jared Goff's on the lines. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how Matt Stafford does on the Rams. I think that team's gonna be a lot better than people.
Sean Jackson.
Yeah. And their defense is very, very good. So it'll be a great season. It'll be very interesting to watch. I'm excited for that. So in the summer, because it starts in the summer.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. Lastly, let's just wrap this up with. I don't know if you knew, CJ, but there was this thing that happened a few days ago called the Academy Awards.
What's that called?
The Oscars.
The Oscars.
Ah! Hey. And
really,
if you listen to this show enough, I think it was either last year or 2 years ago, we did a show about the Oscars when it was going on, and I went on quite a rant. About how I hate.
Literally, ladies and gentlemen, he literally went from like 1980, 85, I don't know what it was. He just listed all the Academy Awards and be like, do you know all these? And we're like, yes. Some people said no.
Right.
Go back to the vault and see which episode that was because I don't remember.
Shelby was on that show.
Shelby was on it. Kyler was on it.
Yeah.
I sneezed accidentally.
I was in Studio K.
Or no. Yeah, Studio K at Kyler's place. He sneezed. Great moment there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the point I was trying to make in that episode was that there was a time when like a movie won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Like you knew what it was. Like you knew what Braveheart was. You knew what Titanic was, or whatever the movies were. Schindler's List. Like you've heard of those movies. You might have seen them. And then as we started getting like to the present, like the last like 10 years, 5 years, it's like I started naming the winners, and you're like, I don't even know what that movie is. And guess what?
Nomadland.
Yes.
I'm not sure what that is.
The streak continues with this just craziness that we call the Academy Awards. So I just want to get this would be a simple one because I don't want to spend too much time on it. I don't want to get into a big rant, but just I want to know your thoughts. I'll have two questions. First, your thoughts on the Academy Awards in general. Right now, as of right now, not its history, not its past, not its prestige, but right now, if I say Academy Awards, you think
like scummy? I don't know. I personally, when I know they have all these like these different things that they categorize and on how to nominate all these even not just that best picture, just other things too, inclusion and I get that, but it should be more about talent than it is just saying that you're this or that. You know, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to worry about. You know, you should worry about someone's talent, how well the film was, and how great the movie was, rather than just being like, okay, well, this is very woke. This is very outgoing, I guess. And there's probably other words I can use for it, but different. I don't know. And that's what it seems like from the past couple years. What was it, Parasite last year or whatever, or the year before?
It was last year,
yeah.
Or the year before, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And maybe that's not a terrible movie. I haven't seen it. Don't really want to, but haven't seen it. But I just don't think and just in Hollywood in general, it's a very like dog eat dog environment, and that's from someone that's outside the industry. So just that alone can obviously tell you that the Oscars are just going to be very slewing, going to one way, not the other. Not just being about, it's about talent, how well you do at your craft. Not you want to pick someone because it's the right thing to do, supposedly. I don't know. That's what it seems like to me, at least. But David?
I'm appalled. I mean, I'm just, I used to be, honestly, when I was a kid, when I was like in middle school and high school, I would watch the Academy Awards. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really cool. And that was about when the time that they were starting to change some of this stuff. I just thought it was cool because I would watch movies, and movies are such a great form of art where you can create something and really give people hope, give people fear, make people laugh, make people cry. It's a beautiful art form, movies, right? And acting and writing. The screenplay and stuff like that, but to portray history, or just fiction or drama or comedy. Great stuff. I mean, it's just amazing. I wanted to be a director as a kid. What I see now, I just like, I wish I could go back to myself in high school or middle school when I wanted to be a director and be like, you never want to go here. Because it's a cesspool. It really is. It's just about being woke. It's about the elitism too. Elitism,
right?
You know
that word.
Did you know? Yeah. Did you know that they and they don't try to portray themselves that way, but that's what they are. They did the Academy Awards this year at a train station.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It wasn't at a theater. It was at a train station to make sure that they're in COVID protocols because they're pro science and stuff like that and health, pro health. And there was a whole bunch of homeless people that were parked outside of the train station, so they kicked them out. They booted them, and they put up a fence. They put up like a fence that you would see like at the White House during the riots, after the riots. That's what they did. Yeah, these are the people who are for the common man and the poor and those who struggle and suffer. Yeah, that's who they're for. Well, they sipped on their champagne and had like those gift bags, like they get gift bags, worth tens of thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, they're pushing poor people off to the side, They're phony, elite, and just trying to be woke. They had all these rules now, and in order for you to be nominated for some of these awards, your crew has to be diverse. Your story of the movie has to be, about someone who is basically not white or straight. This stuff infuriates me as like a normal person or a common person, let's just say, a consumer. Let me just say that, a consumer. I want to see great stories. I want to see stories of hope and sadness and triumph and laughter and humor and great craft, and great acting. I'm not saying the actors weren't so good. I'm sure they were really good in their movies, and I'd seen some of them. The one in particular I did see that was nominated, I think, for Best Picture was the Chicago 7. I was
just looking that up.
Yeah, that was a good movie, But of course,
the trial of the Chicago 7.
The trial of the Chicago 7. But of course, it was about like, a woke thing, but it was still good. I mean, and a lot of good actors and stuff like that. So I do watch these movies, but a lot of them are just garbage. It's just garbage, and I'm never probably gonna watch the Academy Awards again. And I hope to not get on this rant again because it's just sad and stupid. They're just a bunch of pompous idiots that are giving themselves awards and making themselves feel good that
they did something right.
Right, like they're promoting social justice and being woke, and it's really because there was a lot of speeches about all kinds of stuff, and it was just. Although, watch Tyler Perry's speech, he had a good one. Watch his, that was really good. I was really happy with what he said. Most of the ones I'm not. The actress that won for Nomad Land. Yeah.
La La Land, Nomad Land.
I think she got 2 awards. I think that one Best Picture, and I think she got like Best Actress. I don't remember which one it was, but in her acceptance speech, watch that one and tell me what you think. She howled like a dog.
So the actress, leading actress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then Tyler Perry. Okay,
she made like a howl, like a wolf or something, and said a few things. It looked like she was high.
Probably.
She was like coked up or something.
Wouldn't surprise me.
This stuff is just like, yeah. Anyway, off that, going forward with movies, what do you think it'll look like as far as movies? Like, are we separating now? Like what are Academy Award movies, the Oscars, and what are like consumer movies? I'm getting into like streaming. I'm getting into like what Netflix
I was just thinking about like
and
Netflix,
Amazon Prime.
I mean, like, there's definitely a lot of movies I've seen on Netflix, and I'm trying not to think about like older movies because obviously they were made around the time. I'm just trying to think of like other like movies that came out in Netflix that are like not out there movies. I mean, there's a lot of history stuff. I mean, obviously anything that's historic, you really can't change that. So, as far as I think a lot of people are obviously steering away from the Oscars. People like we grew up, and even me, I've been like, I haven't watched the Oscars and there's probably one time I watched the Oscars, and it's because Mom was watching it. But other than that, I don't know what else they're going to do with, movies that we watch, movies that, other people watch that have been nominated. I know for damn sure that those movies I do not watch whatsoever. So I just was thinking maybe that there was another movie I was thinking. I was checking on my phone, but that was being nominated that I've seen. But I know Judas and the Black something with it was like a
Judas and the Black Priest.
I was gonna say that, yeah. Chicago Trial of the Chicago 7, like those ones I thought were interesting. I haven't watched them, but I don't even know what other movies besides those have been like were actually made last year. But yeah, I mean, I'm always one for watching older movies because I feel like back then they really didn't really care about this woke stuff. It wasn't a thing, obviously. But
yeah, well, I mean that's
like there's some movies. The movies I watch now are mostly remakes, Mortal Kombat, something like that, or like part of a trilogy. Obviously there's a lot of Disney stuff that comes out that I'm like, kind of interested. Other than that, there's really nothing I really watched new that's like that I watch, unless it's like a director I know, like let's say Quentin Tarantino or an actor or something like that. That makes a new movie. Someone I know, not people that like, okay, well, I don't know who you are. I probably don't know a single person from that Nomad Land movie.
I don't know. I don't know.
Parasite. Don't know who the heck was in that movie. So.
I don't know. For me, I think that
sorry. I'm getting trying to get used to this.
Yeah. For me, for me, I think it is changing. I think what we're getting now is there's the Academy Award culture movie, and then there's the consumer movie. Like I think the streaming platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime and Disney Plus even are coming up with their own original content, and they're tailoring it to not the woke Academy Award movies, but they're tailoring it to what are people going to consume? What are people going to like? You know, what will people want to watch?
Merchandise.
No, they're thinking about money.
They're
thinking about consuming. Like, who's going to watch these movies?
Yeah.
You know, Netflix has a vast array of just random movies. You know, there's a movie with it might have come out 2 years ago with Chris Hemsworth. It's an action movie about him. He's like a mercenary and he's trying to rescue some Indian kid. Extraction, I think is what it's called. Or I might be wrong about that. Really good movie, a very good action movie. But like that's an original Netflix movie. Like that's who made. And there's plenty more. But even just like shows, like they're really taking over on Netflix. They're taking over shows. And everything from Stranger Things to The Crown. You know, I've watched both. Great shows. You know, those are things that people are going to consume. You know, and stuff like
people are going to talk about too.
Yeah, like The Crown's an historical thing, but then Stranger Things is more of a fictional thing. But they're great. People love those shows, and a lot of people consume them and watch them, and they love them. And they're not woke at all, to some extent. So but even like Disney Plus, like with all the stuff they're coming out with now, with all their the movies, like
the franchises,
well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Star
with
Wars.
all the Marvel stuff and the Star Wars stuff, but even with the Marvel stuff, all the shows now, like I watched the WandaVision series, and I watched Captain America or the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Although that was very woke and it got annoying at points, but it was still good. They're going to come out with the Loki one now soon, but there's a lot more down the pipeline. All this stuff, you know, they seem to be going, and same with Amazon Prime. But they seem to be focusing on the consumer, not so much sending a message, you know. And I think that's the future. I think you're just going to see from now on, you're going to have that stuff, you know, the blockbuster movies, you know, the action movies, and comedies and things like that that'll come out either on streaming platforms or maybe by the studios, Hollywood studios. But for the most part, I think you're going to have that section that like, oh, well, this is like Academy Award section, and this is what everybody else watches section.
Normal people.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Normal consumers. I mean, that's how I feel. I think you kind of agree too, because just, you know.
Yeah, because you see me watching woke movies every time.
No.
I just watch what I watch.
No, I just meant though too that you don't really consume a lot of TV and media, right?
Oh, no.
Like you don't watch Netflix every night. You don't watch stuff every day.
I used to watch Walking Dead, and that kind of got woke too a little bit, because it went off the comics, and you know, but yeah, that's what I used to watch, you know.
No, that was one of the shows that you watched. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're heading for. So, I really hope that I don't have to rant about it again.
Oh, you probably
Maybe
will.
I will. Maybe I'll make like an annual rant about it. I'll scream about it and say how
you definitely have to be like talking for more than half an hour about it and like screaming.
Oh.
Like start off like I don't mean to offend anyone, but this is just really grinding my gears. Just be like Peter Griffin. You know what's grinding my gears? Yeah, just be like that.
Well, maybe I'll make an annual rant about it. It just
do a separate podcast about it. Your rant.
It just makes me angry. But you know what the best part of it is? You know, besides like just being not angry, it's just annoyed. Like I'm just annoyed by it.
Yeah, this would consume my life. But.
And the other thing I'm annoyed about too is that people make a big deal about it. Like every news outlet's like, it's the awards, it's the Academy Awards. It's like, who gives a shit? Yeah. No one's watched those movies. Who cares? Like it just, to me, it's like, that's annoying. But the best thing about it is now we have the freedom of streaming platforms.
Watch what we want to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many options now. I think that's the best thing. And the even better news or better hope is that, you know, movies are coming back this summer. A lot of movies that were postponed are coming back. So that's awesome.
Be very interesting to see how many people go to the movie theaters now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think obviously a lot of people would just like to go out anyway, but like on dates, whatever, friends. But I feel like if you're just trying to watch a movie, I think it'd be very interesting to see like how many people actually show up to the theaters because of like Mortal Kombat. You can see it at HBO Max.
I know.
Or even any new Netflix movie that comes out. That's some actors in that you like to see.
Yeah,
be very interesting.
We'll see. We'll see. I'll be interested because I'll be there.
Yeah,
when the movies,
no matter
movie
what.
theaters do open, yeah, I'll be there because it's just for me, it's a fun thing to do. It's what I like to do. It's entertaining. It's an experience. Going in there and getting popcorn.
Like no other.
Watching, yeah. Big screen, the loud noises and stuff like that. Like you feel like you're in the movie. Yeah. You will never be able to replicate that on at home. I just don't think you will.
So you have a lot of money.
Unless you have like a private movie theater, but most of us don't. But I think we'll end on that high note, CJ. I think the movies are coming back. I think we'll end on that. So, any last words?
Hopefully we can continue this. I don't know. I like doing the show. Hopefully we have more people to have more input on whatever we're talking about. But I think it was good to get back to it again.
Yeah.
No matter whatever we're talking about or when we actually do it, I think even just trying to do it as much as possible because I feel like there's definitely some following after this or for this show, I should say.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, that's my hope. Going forward, I hope we can keep doing this. There's nothing we can't talk about. The world keeps rolling on.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us. As always, stay tuned, stay happy, and we'll see you later.